Most men get out of bed and they just leave everything as it is. Like the bed sheets on the side, the blanket on the floor, whatever it may be. It looks extremely disorganized, right? And then they just go into the living room, they might make some food in the kitchen, and then they sit down in front of their computer, watch a couple of things, get ready for work, go to work, and then repeat the same cycle over and over again. And the problem with this is that the room they spend their most of the time in the day in, their bedroom, is clean. It's not clean, actually. It's quite the opposite. I was gonna say it's clean, it's orderly and everything, but that would just be like what I would do on a basic level, you know? So when I actually think about it, they don't actually have a clean bedroom. They don't wash their sheets, they don't wash their blankets, they don't wash their like clothes. There's like clothes on the floor, there's like a bunch of stuff like everywhere. It's not neat, orderly, and clean, or like well put together in the closet. Everything is like disorganized. It feels like chaos in the bedroom, right? Which is not a good thing, because since you sleep here, it's the room where you spend the most amount of time throughout the day in your home. You spend at least 7 to 8 hours, if not 9 or more hours a day in your bedroom. And if it is disorganized, and if it is not clean, and if it is not neat and tidy, and if it is chaos, then that is going to reflect on your mind. Your mind is very easily captivated by your environment. Not only the people around you, but also the things and how it's set up, and how the things are cleaned up, and how the things are well aligned and all organized, neat and tidy. Like for instance, I look around my room right now and I can see a few things that I would prefer to be clean. So as soon as I'm done with this video, I'm gonna go there and I'm just gonna quickly wipe it down, quickly pack it up, quickly change a few things. But when I actually think about it, my bedroom is the place I respect the most out of all of my apartment. Not only because I sleep here, but because I respect myself. If I spend a lot of time here and I respect myself enough, I'll make sure it's clean. I'll make sure it's kept. I'll make sure it's prepared. Like every single day. Well, I'll tell you this. Every single day, how do I take care of my room? I wake up. I weigh myself to just check on the weight, if we're all good or if it's bad or whatever. And then I might hop in the shower, take a quick shower, dry myself, whatever, do my morning routine. If I need to groom myself, if I need to trim my beard, if I need to like make sure everything's kept, put some product in the hair, put some cologne on, put some deodorant on, whatever it might be, and brush my teeth and everything. And after that, what I do is I get dressed, or even before I get dressed, I take the bed sheets off, like I take the quilt or the blankets, whatever, off, and I fold them up and around the corners of the bed to make sure everything is kept, make sure everything is like well, neat and tidy on the bed. And like I know I can do a better job by just looking at it right here. There's a few imperfections, so I could do a better job, which I'm gonna be doing after this video. But the whole point is I do my bed. Like I could show you right now, actually. I might struggle a bit because my light is plugged into the computer, but give me a second. Because basically, I use my computer with the light to make sure that it is well, neat and tidy and good lighting. Because if I don't have good lighting, it's shit, right? So let me just show you. So I've got my bed here, which as you can see, it could be better. Like, got here some imperfections on the pillow, some imperfections over there, but on the corners, it's a pretty large bed when you actually think about it. So I've got everything cleaned otherwise, everything cleaned, whatever, and got bathroom over there, whatever. And so the whole point of me cleaning this place is to make sure that my mind is not thinking about chaos and disorganization on a constant basis. So that way I know I have a clean environment. I know for sure I am not going to be thinking about anything that might like pop into my mind and be like, chuck aside my entire schedule and distract me. You know what I mean? Your home, and not only your bedroom, the rest of the house, and how it's presented, and how it's cleaned, and how it's organized and neat and tidy, is a reflection of your own mind. Because if it's the same like environment that you spend the most time in, that is completely linked to your mind, then in that case, wouldn't you do a better job of maintaining it to keep it like as clean as possible? Because like, if you always clean your mind and you respect yourself enough to have a clean mind, a clean body, make sure everything's kept, make sure everything's orderly, in that case, you might as well clean your home as well. It's an extension of you. So I'm kind of just making this video just because I know there are some people that need to hear this. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, I know a few people that I talk to on a regular basis. I might go to their house and it's super unkept, super chaosy. Like, the chaos in terms of like, the kitchen's dirty, it's not well kept, the furniture's all like fucking everywhere, and it's just not great. Like, there's a bunch of stuff lying on the floor, there's like dirty things, there's like grimy things, there's like clothes like on the floor, there's like so many things that like could be cleaned up and organized and neat and tidy. Like, I make sure everything's like that, so that way nothing is like in a place where I wouldn't remember putting it, right? Like, everything that I do, I meticulously put everything in order in like different places, so I know for sure, I need my sunglasses, they're in that cupboard. Or I need my gym bag, it's in the closet. Or I need my computer, it's in my backpack, which is next to my setup. You know what I mean? So that way, I reduce the amount of time it takes to think about these things, because I've made it so simple, so easy, so straightforward. And so you can do the same thing. Like, if, for instance, it happens to you quite often that you lose your keys, or you forget something, or you misplace your phone, or you do something like that. If you never want that to happen ever again, you always need to keep a clean and organized and neat and tidy home. Because that way you'll never have things lying around all over the place, and you'll always be able to remember very clearly, where did you put that thing? Like, for instance, for me, I haven't misplaced my keys or my phone for maybe like over a year now. Like, ever since I got to New Zealand, I moved here from France, like maybe like a year and a half ago. And even though like at the start I was kind of like couch surfing like in different people's places, and I got to a point where I got my own place. And ever since I got my own place, I don't think I've ever misplaced my phone or keys at all. Like, that's just been like the most easiest thing, like to just remember, like, oh, yep, phone's there, keys are there, boom, boom, easy. And so it is the same with literally everything. So what I want you guys to do after listening to this video is not just go back to your own routine and whatever and just fucking watch some more content or whatnot. I want you to, if you haven't done this already, scan your room first. So scan your entire bedroom. Make sure it's all clean, neat, and tidy. It's like, if you haven't done this in a while, I recommend stripping down all the bed sheets, making sure everything's put in the wash for like at least once a week. You do this. Another thing would be like at least vacuuming your bedroom like at least once a week. Another thing would be wiping down every surface in like the bathroom, I'd say, like at least once a week, if not twice or more, because there's a lot of things that can like happen. Like for instance, if you have a mirror and if you brush your teeth, you might like chuck some toothpaste on the mirror. You want to wipe it down. Same thing if you're washing your hands. Same thing if you have like a little like small trash bin in the bathroom. Same thing if you need to refill the products, like if you need more hand wash or hand sanitizer, or if you need more stuff, just make sure everything's in the right place. And making sure that everything, like I'm looking around right now just to make sure that everything, I know where it is and I know everything's like perfect. You know what I mean? So I want you guys to be doing this more. If you haven't been doing it already, do it. Start with your bedroom first. Like that's the at least the bare minimum I would recommend. Every single day I wake up, I make my bed, I make sure everything's clean, neat, orderly, tidy, kept, and you should do the same. First, the bedroom. Second, the bathroom. Third, the living room. Fourth, the kitchen. Because like I cook all my food at home, so the kitchen needs to be clean, right? Like every single time I use it, I wipe down all the surfaces and make sure everything's like clean. Either I do sponge and then I use a towel, whatever, to just wipe up the water. And I just make sure that everything feels nice when I get home. It's like when I clean, like I use everything, I clean everything, and then once I go out and I come back in the house, I can see with my own eyes it is clean, neat, tidy, orderly, and kept. So that way I don't even have to think about these things, right? I come in the house and I'm like, perfect. Like a good thing to think about. What I was listening to one of these other guys that I watch some of this content from time to time, is what he said was, clean your home and make sure your home is kept as if you were expecting guests at any time. And this is something his wife said to him, I'm pretty sure. And basically, she's like a clean freak, right? I've been told the same by other people that come to my house that say like, wow, it's so clean and neat and tidy and nice. And I do my best, not only to keep a healthy mind and a healthy body, but also a healthy home. Like all of those things are combined. These are the things like I spend the most time with, like, right? So it would only make sense to make sure everything is clean. For example, there are things, of course, I might not be able to do. Like for instance, if I move into a property that hasn't been kept, or that is dirty, or that is grimy in certain areas, or like things that are damaged from before, I might have not a good time taking care of that because I'm not even sure if I can. Like I'd rather not touch it, so that way I know for sure that the landlord's not going to say anything about it because it's not my property, right? Like it was already like that when I moved in, so I'm just not going to touch it, right? But at the same time, I'll always try and move in to a place that is as clean and as decent as possible, because if it's within my budget, I'll do my best to make sure like the best thing you can have is like something like completely refurnished and completely refurbished and renovated, like, and you move in and it's like, oh, this is perfect. This is a pristine environment. It's clean. It's fucking neat, tidy. It's perfect. And so if you can get that, I would heavily recommend it. But if you can't, then I would suggest just doing your best. If you have an apartment or a house might be a bit harder because you might have to take care of the grounds outside or whatever, and you have a bigger surface to take care of. Now, I do recommend, if you have a big home, to take care of your house at least once or twice a month. May that be the cleaning, may that be the caretaking, whatever it may be. You need to be doing this at least once a week or once or twice a month. Minimum. Like bare minimum, twice a month, I'd say. Like that would be like the bare minimum for me. So what I would do though, what I focus on currently, how I've structured my things, is every single week I have this checklist, right? And let me just, there we go. So I have this checklist every single week, right? That I perform and that I remind myself, yep, I need to do this. And I do it usually on maybe every Saturday or Sunday, which I iron my shirts, I vacuum the floor, what else is there? I do the laundry for all of my bed sheets. So all of the bed sheets, I strip them off and I chuck them in the laundry and then I dry them out and whatever. Then another thing would be I wax my shoes. So I've got leather shoes. So every single week I would use wax and I would polish the shoes, make sure everything's clean. Another thing would be cutting my nails. So making sure all of my nails are trimmed down, making sure they're not fucking disgusting and I don't look like a gremlin, that just came out of his cave or whatnot. And then I'll re-clean all of my closet. I'll look through all of my stuff in here and I'll make sure everything is as it should be. Look at what I'm missing, if I need any new stuff, if I need new underwear, if I need new socks, if I need new additional pieces of clothing, maybe some pants or what else, shirt, whatever it may be, and then I'll make a list and I'll go out and I'll buy just that. I want just the whole point of keeping tabs on all of these things is to make sure you are in an environment where you know what's happening. You know for sure, oh yeah, I need to do this. Oh yeah, I need to do this. Oh yeah, I need to do this. It's very simple, straightforward, and organized and orderly. That's probably the best word to describe it. And so what I recommend you guys to do in this case is put yourself, at first I didn't really want to do this. I was kind of the same. I didn't really want to put myself through a checklist every single week of oh, I need to do this yet again. Oh, I need to do this yet again. It's every week, oh, I really don't want to do this. I want to do this. I'll do it tomorrow. It's no, I said I would do it today, so I'll do it today. And so that's kind of the message that I've kept until then, of doing things, making sure everything is done on time, making sure everything is done in a disciplined fashion. And at first I was relying on discipline a lot, because I didn't really want to do it. I felt annoyed. And then at a certain point, it kind of clicked and I was actually, I kind of like doing this. It's kind of fun. Just taking care of things. I take care of myself. I go to the gym every single day. So why wouldn't I do that same thing at home? Make sure everything's clean. You know what I mean? If you have the money, go ahead and hire a maid, whatever it may be. Otherwise, I would recommend doing it yourself, right? So yeah, long video, a bit of rant, whatever. Just wanted to give you guys this piece of advice on how I take care of my personal environment, making sure everything's clean, neat, orderly, and tidy, making sure that my home is prepared if I ever need to invite somebody inside, and just keeping it up to the best possible standards of mine. So thank you guys so much for watching. That's pretty much all I have to say for today. If you have any questions, if you want some advice or some feedback on something, feel free to chuck that in the comments. I'm happy to have a conversation with you. If you have any topic recommendations, do that as well. I recently created a poll on different types of video ideas that I would be interested in making for you guys. So go check out that poll in the community tab and let me know by clicking on which one you would actually be interested more in than the others. So that way I know for sure within the next couple of weeks, I can start posting on this topic or that topic. And then So thank you guys so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. And I appreciate every single one of you watching until the end of the video. And as per usual, it's a great day. It doesn't matter if it's raining. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if the weather's shit. We're still gonna get some work done. So with that said, thank you for watching. And I will see you in the next one, as I post every single day. See you tomorrow.